Redditors who make $100,000 plus a year without affording a degree, what is your job? Nuclear plant operations. You can get into an senior reactor operator licensing class with certain experience or education. A huge number of the SROs are ex-Navy nukes. The Navy requires a HS diploma. Job pays usually starting of over $100K. I buy used yachts, speedboats and ribs in Scandinavia for very cheap and sell them in Africa. I don't have a degree. I used to work a lot of shitty jobs. I was a garbage man, airplane cleaner, night manager at a stay-okay hostel, saved enough money to buy an ice cream stand, found out how I could sell my ice cream at festivals. Ice cream at festivals is an incredibly fast way to make money. Once I had a good amount of money, I thought it would be a nice idea to buy a speedboat and go fishing now that I finally have some time to relax. I did that and sent a picture to my friend in East Africa, and we started talking about it, and then we started talking about the price and how cheap it was. So I learned a lot about export and all that and how to send it to Africa to sell it, and it worked. Then I tried again a few months later, and now I buy and sell about 15 a month. Bartender in a high-end resort town. I work my ass off during the seasons, but off-season is easy. I used to manage a cooperage recycling shipping containers. The job was a lot of physical work, but doesn't require any special skill beyond management. I had a $67,000 per year salary and earned about $3,500 a month in bonuses. We basically charged companies to dispose of their drums and IBCs, cleaned and painted any in good condition, and sold them for less than the cost of new containers, usually to the same people that paid us to haul them away, and scrapped any unusable. My trucks didn't move without turning a profit. My wife, director level in logistics, worked up from retail management. She's very smart and incredibly hardworking. Most of the people at her company with positions at the same level have MBAs. Here I am with a bachelor's making less than she does. Lol. Super proud of her, though. I work in IT for a major telecom. No degree but several certs. A nice easy 9 to 5. Husband is a Union Tower crane operator. He dropped out of high school, got his GED at 25, joined the union at 29, and at 34 makes almost $200,000 a year. It's a good gig as long as you don't mind heights. I work as a B-pressure welder in Canada. I have my own rig truck with welding equipment in it, and I average $125 per hour, depending on the work available and how much time you're willing to put in. You can make anywhere from $100K to $400K. Last 3 years I've made $250K working 9 months of the year and taking 3 months off. Software engineer. Own a private jet catering company. You'd be surprised what the richest 1% of people are willing to spend on stupid things. Eyelash extensions in a rich city. My old job was high-end car sales. I sold a brand new 2018 G63 AMG to a couple who owned a bunch of nail salons. My favorite part? They paid cash. Like literally a bag of cash of $160,000. I was blown away. As a former AML officer, my senses are tingling. You got dirty money there, boy. Not me, but my wife. She made $290,000 last year, and is estimated to make $350,000 this year. She owns a business that does like $1.5 million in sales of surgical device equipment to hospitals. She sells stuff like shoulder and hip replacements, the plates and screws used to fix broken wrists, nerve grafts, and even these crazy magnetic nail things that allow people with different length legs to have length added, or for people with dwarfism to add up to 4 of total height. My brother-in-law's 3 sons are all journeyman electricians. Dad is a master electrician. 2 of them are high school dropouts. 2 of them make over $100,000. The youngest makes about $85,000, but is gaining on his brothers. I'm a welder, moved my way around and now in aviation, and have been for a while now. I cleared $100,000 back in October, probably going to end the year around $120,000 at 26. What I do is weld main component parts for jet engines, combustors, bearing housings, vane blades, So on. No degree, but I did go to vocational high school. This isn't the route you'd have to take either. People can learn it on the side, as welding is more of a show-us-you-can type of work. My field requires multiple tests, both written and physical, which may require some schooling on welding basics, then weld various metal together, X-ray, cut apart, so on. I'm very fortunate to be in a laid-back environment. I have an area all to myself where I'm rarely bothered. Nothing I lift is strenuous. Most of my work takes place in a chair. Love it though. Wouldn't want to do much else. Also to note, my job is union, and I strongly suggest union to blue-collar people. You're not harassed by management. Have a higher entity protecting your rights to do the job you do, and only do that job and not someone else's. And unions pay way more, clearly. I'm a freight conductor for a Class 1 railroad in the United States. $108,000 a year. Never stepped foot in a college before. I'm 22 years old. I'm the head of sanitation services for a small city. It's a do-nothing job. I got it without degrees because I slept my way to the top. Username checks out. I was the 1 millionth person to visit a website 3 times in a row. Just gave them my credit card info and am now waiting for my check. Journeyman millwright. Your job title sounds like something out of an RPG. I'm a recruiter. No college degree or certifications. I had 5-ish years of retail food experience, ending that run with a general manager title before getting into recruitment. Pretty much anyone can get into a recruiting job if you apply to work at staffing agencies Randstad, Adecco, Robert Half, Kelly Services, etc. Agency recruiting is a grind, but you can make a ton of money with the commissions, and the base salary without commissions is normally plenty to live on. And if you pay your dues with a staffing agency for a few years, you can transition into a corporate in-house recruiting job after that. My first year in staffing, my base was $40,000 and I made $70,000 total that year including commission. My second year, my base was $42,000 and I made $90,000 including commissions. Then I moved into a corporate recruiting job with a well-known tech company. The base was much higher, but I took a bit of a pay cut overall in exchange for better benefits and work-life balance. My first year there, I was at $70,000 base and around $85,000 total including bonuses. I just completed 3 years there, going into my 4th year now, currently at $80,000 base and $100,000 including bonuses. I have a raise going effective in January to $90,000 base and $115,000 including bonuses. If you go into recruitment, go with either healthcare nursing or physicians, not allied or tech recruiting. That's where the money is. You won't make much recruiting for more blue-collar industries. Feel free to armor. Created a new throwaway for this. I'm a sales engineer for a technology company. My compensation varies, but ranges between $250,000 and $450,000 a year. Last year I made $385,000. This year I'll make $250,000. I dropped out of high school my junior year and started working right away in a tech support job. This was during a time 1993 when CS degrees were relatively new, and senior folks in the industry were more likely to have an EE degree instead. Fast forward 5 to 6 years, my practical work experience over that period of time trumped the other candidates my age that were just getting out of college with their newly minted degrees. Now I'm in my 40s. I've been in the same field for over 25 years and am damn near at the top of it. I'm thankful I was able to make it this far. It's rare for women in this field to last even half as long, and the barriers were so much greater when I first started out. Dental laboratory manager, owner. I'm here for future job ideas. Carry on everyone. Operator, maintenance at a Pika plant. Blue-collar jobs are and have been in demand. Find one you think you'll enjoy and focus on retiring. It's a rewarding career. You get to work with your hands. Computers are integrated into many types of systems now, so you'll learn many IT skills. You'll have to track work needed, work done, work scheduled, etc. So you'll use a lot of administration skills, so on and so forth. Most importantly, you won't end up with 50k plus in loan debt just to fight 30 other people for a job that starts out at 35k, with crap insurance, and no retirement package. Elevator mechanic. I've read elevator musician. This would be a sad job. Escort. It's legal in my country. Just reading this makes me realize that I'm completely screwed as a blind person. I haven't got the first clue on what I'm going to do after school, especially with the expensive hobbies I have. Worst part, there's nearly an 80% unemployment rate in the blind community, so I'm going to have to slog through managers who don't think I can do my job. I don't have such income. My best friend has it. He makes Android applications. I sell propane and propane accessories. I was stuck in the 9-to-5 no time for my family, hobbies or food. Then I discovered this online course by a self-taught marketing guru. Now I'm rich. Work from my laptop and travel like crazy, all without a degree. You can learn more here. Insert scam website here, where for a limited time I'm giving you the chance to be involved in a free webinar. Write code and trade. I never was one for school. I dropped out of high school to go get my GED and go to some type of college, but then life took over and I never went to school. I would mess around with my gaming consoles and programming through high school, and when I left I started working on the road cleaning hotel PTACs. I would be gone for 6 months at a time and come home for 1 week. So naturally I said stuff this. I started getting into crypto in 2015-16, which ignited the whole programming stuff again. I now write front-end code for a company as my 9-to-5. I have a few mining rigs going. I play around with options and stock trading. And I do side dev work. I'm working at getting into bug bounties. You sound like a protagonist in a cyberpunk story. I was a terrible student that only made it through high school with the love and understanding of my teachers. I'm president of a manufacturing company that I founded in 1983. We have just over 50 employees with annual sales of $14 million. You can easily make this in cybersecurity with the right certifications. I'm an OE heavy equipment operator and I can clear 100k with a little bit of OT, mostly due to the fact that I live in a town with a huge chemical valley and plants always pay way more than road work. Not to mention anything past 8 hours is double time every time. I took a 3-month training course that cost me nothing and got a job right out of school. I have a friend who has been in a federal job for 20 plus years. High school diploma. Started at the absolute bottom when he was 19. Now makes right around $100,000 and gets 6 weeks of vacation a year plus sick leave. Federal pay scale is ridiculous. You get guaranteed raises every year, and not small ones either. I don't qualify for the specific title as I have a college degree, but I work at a large car dealership in marketing. We have at least 3 salespeople who make $100,000 plus per year. None of them have degrees, and most have been in the industry for at least 20 years, all while mostly reselling to people they have known for years. Anyone can be a car salesperson, even without being extremely knowledgeable about vehicles. Industrial building trades can make over 100k, but it isn't easy. Millwrights, pipe fitters, electricians, iron workers, etc. You have to be on big jobs with long hours and travel to do it routinely. There are guys who do 7-12s for a few months, then take a few months off. Power plant shutdowns are big money. They call it hide and seek for $2,000 a week. Been hitting between 80k and 130k since the 80s. Always create some new business. Run it for a while. Get bored of it and sell it. Go work for someone else for a while. Get bored and create a new business. In the 80s it was a hat and t-shirt with novelties on a route of party stores and then an auction house. In the 90s I went to work as a tool and die man making dies for a few years and then repairing forging and stamping presses across North and South America. Created a business where I escorted oversized loads across America and Canada and did that for 6 years. Came off the road and have been growing medical marijuana and designing and building commercial grows for people. Now, I am building a small manufacturing facility and will build large-scale humidifiers for the marijuana industry. I'm also starting to buy and sell properties. Biggest piece of advice for someone who wants to create a new business: Start small and see if it grows. If it doesn't, it's a loser. If it grows, grow it as big as you can and sell it. I generally start at the $500 investment level. I had a year and a half of business administration from 69 to 71. No degree.